next. And that's the beauty of what, legacy is all about. When someone, it doesn't matter who in your family, just kickstarts you and just says, you know what, go do it. Just do it because you want to do it. I'm there. You need me, call me. And that was my mother. I mean, my mother was a woman who was very, very straightforward. Nice little Southern belle. When she spoke, you listened. I'll never forget. And let me give you two examples. Give you an example of perseverance. When I was my first year at Johns Hopkins, I had a good time. I really did. I partied my behind off. I heard there were classes. And some people told me I really should go. But I was having a good time. I was freshman class president. I knew most of my classmates by the end of my first week at school. I just networked the heck out of that bad boy. I was getting there. I was talking. I was grooving. I was having a ball. And then one Saturday in June, at the end of my freshman year, I get a letter from Johns Hopkins University informing me that I had just been kicked out. You have failed to perform to the standards of the university, and therefore you are invited not to return in the fall. Now, okay, so here I am on a Saturday. I'll never forget, I kid you, honest to God, Saturday morning, mail comes, I get the mail, look at the, I go, oh crap. I'm up in my room going, all right, okay. Mom's downstairs doing breakfast. Never forget what we had. Grits, fried scrapple, bacon, and eggs. All right, nice little Southern meal. Call downstairs, and biscuits, sorry. Call downstairs for breakfast. I got the letter in my hand, and I'm sitting there at the table, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to tell my mother I just got kicked out of Johns Hopkins University? And so I finally, after she's over the stove stirring the grits and doing all that. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that during this entire conversation, my mother never once looked at me. So I said to her, Mom, I got something to tell you. And she's like, what? I said, well, I just got a letter from Johns Hopkins. She said, really? What? What's going on? I said, well, I just got kicked out of school. Silence. Nothing. She's stirring the grits. I'm at the table. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not good. Nothing. So then she fixes my plate, again, never looks at me, reaches back and hands it to me, right? Because the table's here, this is one of these kitchens in D.C., D.C. row house. It ain't, from here to here ain't nothing in the kitchen, right? So she just reaches back and hands me the plate. And she finishes what she was doing. And before she left the kitchen, she didn't look at me. She was on her way out. She says, well, baby, I don't know what you're going to do, but come September, you're going to be at Johns Hopkins University. And walked out of the kitchen. Now I'm saying to myself, maybe she didn't hear what I just said. That I just got kicked out of school. So, never a word the rest of the day, the rest of that weekend, nothing. My mother never spoke on that issue again. That Monday, I called the dean up and I said to him, Dean, I got your letter. I appreciate that very much, but I got a problem. I need to come back to school. And he was like, I'm sorry, you're expelled. It's done. I was like, no, you don't understand. Maybelle said, I got to be back there in September. My mama said I got to be back, and this is the conversation. I called this man every day for the following 5 days. Finally, he said to me, come in on Friday. I came in on Friday, and we sat down face to face, and he said, well, look, you clearly don't have what it takes to be here at this university. You're lazy. You're inattentive. You may be smart, but you don't have the talent to show it. So you should try to find yourself a school someplace else because you're not Hopkins material. And I said, but I am. He said, no, you're not. I said, no, you don't understand, I am. I can do this. He said, you haven't shown that you can do this. You haven't shown you have the desire to do this. You act like you don't even want this. He said, your mama's threatened you, but you haven't threatened yourself to do this. And so I thought about that thing. He sent me out. I had lunch. He told me to come back. When I came back later that afternoon, he looked at me and he said, I'll tell you what. Since you think you can do it, this is the deal. You go to summer school. I pick the courses. And you get straight A's. I went, okay, that's pretty easy. What, one course? That's not bad, right? I can do that. 4 4-credit courses at a local university. Straight A's. 16 credits. I had to get straight A's. Now, I get back home and I tell my mother that I've worked out a deal to get back to school. And she said, that's great. I said, well, you know, I've got to go to school. I've got to take these 16 credits, and I got to get straight A's. She said, that's good. I said, so, you know, I'm all set. She said, oh, no, you're not. Don't think you're going to lay up in this house all summer long and not work. Oh, you're going to get a job. I said, Mom, I got to do class. She said, no, you don't understand. Class was between September and June. This is work time. So, long story short, I had to work a full-time job, 6:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon at Sterling Laundry, where she worked, every day, 5 days a week, sometimes on Saturdays, plus do classes from 5:45 to about 9 o'clock at night. Go home, study, get up, and do the whole thing over again for the entire summer. Moral of the story, perseverance. And recognizing you have the potential within yourself to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Sometimes you just got to, you know, push yourself to realize it. By the way, I got straight A's that summer and got back in Hopkins that fall, that September. So Maybelle was right, I would be at Hopkins in September. So that's the story. Anything else?